Alright peeps, time to get back at it. Gotta get the what used to be a 1-ton back together, because the 1-tons are now under black cloud. Boom. Yeah, it's all gooder now. This one, I need those hubs and those drums to make this work. Then I gotta grind off all the perches to make all that work. For now, I gotta beat all these studs out and get all that ready for Mr. Used to be 1-ton now. Used to be. That's 3/4 ton now. I guess, yeah, that's what I'm going with, some 3/4 ton axles. Then I think I decided to take the front one back out that I already got in it, because it needs everything from the spindles out. I got one outside. I was going to rob all the parts off of, because one of the shock mounts is kind of bent. I'm not worried about it. Just going to throw it under there. Figure it out when it's under there. It's going to save a ton of work. So, yeah, but I got to get the back on its paws before I do the front, because it's kind of just dangling on stands right now. At least want to do that, but I might end up saving. I think I'm going to, had plans for it. Probably not so much now, so rob some more stuff off of it, put some other stuff back on it, make it look as good as possible, and out the door, and somebody else wants to fix it. That's kind of the plan for it. The plan was, 5.3, 4L80, 208 transfer case, all that cool stuff. Fix it up a little bit. Nah. I think I'm going to pass. Might do that to brown truck. Don't have a name for it yet. Brown truck. Because I've had it for like ever. It just sits here. Collects parts and it's a storage building for everything. Inside the cab looks basically the same. So, I guess we'll beat how many studs is that going to be? 32 studs I got to beat out of this thing, something like that. Gonna be a fun time. I think those, or them studs there, they're not real healthy at all. I'm hoping these are. But these hubs are definitely better than these hubs. These hubs got mud and all kinds of guck num in there. Num guck. Oh, then I got to change backing plates. That's off. Yeah, these are kind of chewy. Weight reduction. I'm going to change them out. Do all that, then get the cover back on. That way you can do some grinding and don't get the grinding flakes inside the rear end. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Well, I already started grinding on it. I got both perches off, and I decided to go with the drum that was already on the hubs. Both drum sets don't look very good, so why'd change it all? So that's why I'm going to use that. With these perches, you just gotta make sure you don't cut into the tube. Just get in there and cut around them, all the way around as much as you can. I use the 4-inch flap disc on the battery to get as much as I can around the edges, because it can get in there a little better. And then I use the big one, 6-inch. I get up in there in the corners. I cut it up about, I don't know, almost halfway up on each side. It seems to come off pretty easy. These didn't take no time at all. The other ones took some time. I'm not sure if I gotta cut these off, make the shocks work, but I don't have any, so I just leave them on there for the next guy. I don't know yet. But yeah, these are off. I just gotta grind the axle tube down smooth on both sides and go from there. But yeah, so using the old get some light here. Use the old drums. There's no brakes in there. I have no good hardware for that. Nothing. So I'm hoping to have front brakes. Hopefully. But yeah, not much to grinding them. Like I said, just go around the edges with 4-inch. Much as you can get. Take the big 6-inch death wheel, cut up in there, and just don't cut the tube. I guess if you do, you just gotta weld it. So, what else did I ever use? Anything else? Oh, I replaced one of the backing plates because the other one was fine. So while replacing both, the other one's fine. So that's it on that. But it's like 100 degrees out. I think I'll grind on that tomorrow. At least the hard part's done getting them out, I guess, which wasn't. This truck was way much more times. But maybe it was me getting used to cutting them off because now I've got a routine down. So I guess we'll go with the word of the show. I just said it. Routine. We're going to go with that one. Routine. I know I haven't used that one yet. So, yeah, my batteries are hot, so they need to cool down. But I'll probably use the electric grinder to grind late all over that thing because it's going to take a minute. But yeah, it looks... Those perches are better than I took off the Southern. These were like all kinds of welded on. They took forever. Alright. Let's grind some more. Alright, I'm going to break out the grinder and grind these down smooth. So, that side I got looks like a lot of it off, but yep. Grind them down smooth and you got to weld the new ones on, and I might take them shock mounts off. Yep, you got the idea. Just grind them down really smooth and like grind some of that rust out. Probably over in here so you can re-weld the new plates on. But yeah, this is going to take like, you know, several minutes. So when you get back, when you come back, it'll be done. Alright, just like that, it's all grinded, laid it down. Smooth. I did cut into it a tiny bit there, but looks good. So now take this, move all that stuff that's under the truck, roll this under, jack it up, get the U-bolts and the perches on it, set the truck down on it, and figure out where you want your perches. That's how you do that, I guess. That's how we did it on Black Cloud over here. So, same deal here. Like I said, I don't have no shock tabs, unless that's somehow reuse the old ones. Probably not. Figure it out later. I need to get it under the truck and bolt it down. Alright, time to put the rear end back in again. Pulled it out to my buddy come over and he welded the perches on, because if I'd done it, it looked like burger welds and probably would have broke. That's all on painted. We used the original shock mounts off the 1 ton. Now, the mounts ain't super awesome, but they'll hold the shock. So now, it's all painted, like I said. There's no oil in it yet, no axles in it yet. Gotta do all that after it's in, get the bearings tight. But yep. Let's put it back in again. But this time will be better because everything, as you know, glued on now. Yeah, so let's get the 1 ton, 3/4 ton rolling again. Alright, I got this one, the center pins lined up. It's got jacked up, it's not like the U-bolts. But I jacked up this side, left that in the dollies. Jacked that up enough where I get the U-bolts on. Just a couple threads on top. Let it down, went to the other side, did the same, then I got a bottle jack to lift the pinion up. That's the only way I know to do it by yourself. Worked pretty good. Nothing fell. Because every time you jack the center up, it just, nose dives. So, I just did one side at a time and it seemed to work pretty good. So I just got to jack it up now, tighten all the U-bolts, and then the shocks. Locally, it is all snuggled down. Shocks, U-bolts. I got to get the axles in. I think I seen on the other side, truck's in the way. Don't have enough room to slide in, so I'll have to figure out something here. Might have to figure out how to roll this one backwards or something. I don't believe I got enough room. Big garage, no room. Too much stuff. Stuff. Yeah, gonna do the wheel bearings, just kind of get them where, tighten them up, put the other nuts over them. Then start sliding the axles in, use some silicone, plus the little gaskets that came out. Looked alright, I'll clean them up a little bit. Then, I guess take the front axle back out, because I'm going to use the one outside. It's probably, I don't know which one's actually better, it's just less work just to put the other one back in. Yeah. Axles are in, the wheels are on, so I didn't have to move anything. All I had to do was turn the wheel on brown truck. Gave me enough clearance to get the axle in. Over here I just threw all my junk on the floor to get that one in. Tighten that all down. So now we're on to the front. Going to take this one back out because this spindle, everything from here clear into the spindle is garbage. And this is a weird, I don't have parts for this one because it's an older school hub. So I got another axle outside. Let me just show you. So here's the one we're going to put under it. I don't want mixed match stuff on it, so instead of taking both of these completely apart, I'm just going to take the leaf springs off of this, beat the steering arm back down and tighten it back down, and just throw this one under it. The only bad thing is the shock mounts are not super healthy, but that one's really garbage. Maybe I'll try to fix that when it's under the truck. But this will probably be easier. Just gotta air that tire up and get it over here on the concrete, get it on rollers. And no, I gotta take the wheels off of it to get it in the garage. So that's the plan. Shouldn't be too hard to get the U-bolts off. Looks like they're ready to come off anyway. Alright, plan. Well, I done blowed that apart. Wasn't going to change it, but this thing is hateful. So, decided just to take everything out, spindles, and I'll just do that. I don't think that one's, I don't know, it's pretty rusty over here. So, I think we'd be better off just to put spindles and hubs and bearings in it off that one. Might actually be easier, I don't know. Took forever to get that apart. Some of the clips didn't want to come out. Don't know why. The easy one should have been right out, and the hard one was easier than the easier one. So I got all them parts laying on the floors. So I switched all them out. Like I said, this side the bearings were like flat. The thing holding that on is the caliper. Yeah, so I'll show you that probably tomorrow. Kind of done for today. Don't want to dig into this yet until I got some hours to do it. I don't have many hours left today. So I'll catch you maybe tomorrow. Never know, it might be 2 weeks. It's hard to tell. Probably tomorrow. Cool. So, yeah. Actually, all that stuff inside them hubs actually looked pretty good, even though the housing was Titanic looking. I think it was horrible was the one thing that was horrible was the getting to the hub out, because these little screws, I had to beat the star bit in them all because nothing fit in there. So I don't know what you're supposed to use on them. Nothing fit. Nothing. Alright, I'll see you probably tomorrow. Alright, we are on the passenger side. So here's how loose this is. So somebody was driving this, going down the road like this. Yeah, so let's see what it looks like. Stay. Oh yeah, pretty much the caliper. That's all it's holding it. Yeah, all kinds of num-num. I mean, you still got some of the nuts in there holding it, but not much. They're out to the edge, but that's tight. Alright, I better put jack stand under there to be safe. Alright, we're safe. I gotta get a socket for this stuff. Hold on. Alright, the caliper is off. So, what happens if we just do this? Oh yeah, that really was all that was holding it on there. And there's no outer bearing at all. This might not be good here. There's the seal. I mean, the inner bearing's still there a little bit. Let's see if that'll even turn. But yeah, I guess that would come off because there ain't nothing, no inner outer bearing there to hold nothing. That is wild. And this is so screwed up from this don't look good at all. Might give me a few minutes to figure something out on that. That is, oh, this is even chewed up. I forgot about that. So I need to find possibly one of them, an axle. Let me figure out how I'm going to get these off because it's a little taut. Alright, I had to beat a socket on there and get a breaker bar. I used a different socket though. Beat on there with a hammer. Oh wow, that's all smoothed out there. No wonder the socket won't stay on. There ain't nothing left of that spot. It's been like this for a while. It's got some miles on it. That is shot. Let's see. I mean, you're supposed to have like a groove. The groove is almost flat. So it was kind of riding on that. Let's see what happens to this other stuff. That actually looks like... Nah, it's smashed there too. Grooved out. I wonder how tight this one is. Oh wow. I think it'll turn. Let's get this other socket. Maybe. Maybe not. It's probably smooth on the bottom there too. I don't know. Breaker bar maybe? Yeah, this is all buggered up. Slips right off. Alright, give me a few minutes to figure out how I'm going to get that out of there. Alright, I got it. Beat this socket on there again and breaker bar. This El Cheapo socket worked better than the snap one. And I needed something to go around it. The nut fits inside this socket real nice. Come on, just go. What are you doing? There it went. Yeah, that one, the same thing, it's chewed up, flat spotted. So, ooh, that is seized on there. So all I need to get to is these bolts in the back. That's not going to work too well, is it? Might have to find something to break that off there. Hey, there's stuff that's some of the bearing right there. And I got some pieces. They're nice and flat, kind of. Really nice. Really, really nice. Still might be able to get back in there. I'm just going to take these bolts out, get this shield off, and get the spindle off so I can put the other spindles on. You got 6 bolts back here. Just rip them off and spray this down and back here to get your spindle off. Spray it down with some lubricant there and like a chisel and a hammer. Yeah, more likely there's no anti-seize on it. There hasn't been on anything I've taken apart yet on this older stuff, but alright, so what I'm going to do is try to sneak in here and get these 6 bolts out and get that out of there. Yeah, this is how you take them off right here. No, not really. Get you a big chisel and just wedge it down in there. Wedge that one and wedge another one. You just do that about 100 times. And just like that, it should just, fall right off. So, all this is junk now, because it's all like pretty much seized together. I like to have that vacuum plate that has the grease seal thing cover on it, but oh well. The other one don't. So I'm going to find another axle. The other housing has one, but I don't know how much better it actually is. So I'll go outside and look at it. There's all your seals. I want to save some of this stuff. Got that. That one is like, I believe, mashed and toast. And put this back together, put a bunch of anise on this stuff, or at least grease. Yeah. Should add some of that on it. All joints seem kind of tight, I guess. Alright, let me see if I can find a another axle. Alright, found another axle out of that other rear that's outside. Just gotta get this one out. Maybe. Maybe not. You rusted slow in there too? Must be. Well, that's cool. Well, it's probably all the rust around the U-joint. Because it went outside, slid right out. Alright, let me go find something else to rip on this with. Alright, I'm stupid. Wheels turned just enough so it wouldn't come out. Why didn't you tell me that? Inside that axle tube looks wonderful. But inside the housing looks fine. It's nice and oily. But how am I going to get that one in there without hitting all that? There ain't no way. That's just full garbage. So, we're just going to go for it. Hopefully it's relatively the same. Kinda looks like it. Yeah, we'll go for it. Looks good for my house. Now, try to keep it centered and not get on all the goop. Will be amazing, which I know didn't happen, but look, better splines. Alright, look, more spare parts on the trophy shelf. Yeah, that thing is, it's all chewed up. Alright, let me get some grease and I'll start putting grease around this stuff and find a better, see what I can make a seal out of used parts I got laying around. Alright, got the shield on and the newer to this truck spindle, and this spindle looks really nice, really nice. So I'm going to goop some grease on it, and I may put a little bit of grease into the wheel bearings, but not just throw some in there and put that on and tighten it down. And this that'll be, oh no, I got to take off the 1 ton caliper because it's different than a 1/2 ton, 3/4 ton caliper. So hopefully I can make this hose work. If not, I might have to buy some super cheap brake hoses for it, which then it'll lead into brake lines all the way back to the truck. But hopefully I can make that work and maybe reuse the washer things that's in there. I got some. No, I've reused the other ones I got. They're newer. Yeah, that's nice and taut. I like to all that down. So let's do. Oh, I gotta resurface the rotor. Needs turned. So I'm gonna get my wire wheel. Alright peeps, the Passenger side is all buttoned up. I did reuse the old brake line. I had to drill out so I could get the bolt in it for the brake hose to go through. Gravity bled it. It's all good. Everything's tight on this side. And the other side I took apart. So this is all the junk from this side. So I was hoping to reuse the spindle, but I couldn't because it looked like somebody took a sledgehammer to it. So I took that spindle off and used the one that matched the other side. And the threads were messed up. I couldn't get the two nuts on for the bearing. So then we had to go to another axle I just had outside. And I had to cannibalize this one. So that's this one. It's a 10 bolt half ton out of like an 85 or something. But took all that stuff off. And that spindle looked brand new. Brand new. So stuck that one on. So this side we went through, I don't know, was that 3 spindles? Did the same thing. Drilled out the brake hose bolt. Bolted all that up. Gravity bled this side. Seems like it's all going to work. Stuck, a little shock on it. The only thing I can't figure out on this is the only axle I have on the front where your shock bounce. It goes right here. All the other ones start in the center. They got like a plate welded in the center for that shock. It's over here. I don't know what's up with that. It don't fit real well, but it is on there. And then we got dry shafts. So, thought the original dry shaft was going to work on the front. No. Not whatsoever, because when we took it apart, it was a bigger chunk of a rear end. And so it made the dry shaft too short. But I'm a hoarder. I've been called an organized hoarder. So went out with my parts pal. I had one in stock. And it bolted right up. And believe it or not, the U-joints were fine, but the front one wasn't, so I reused the front slip joint, slid it into this one, and it's fine now. It actually works. Freaking perfect. Bolted all that up. It's good to go. Then I needed a rear dry shaft because I wanted to keep the one off the truck for the black cloud. Cut it down so I could have a bigger dry shaft. So went out to the parts pal, and I had one in stock because I don't get rid of nothing. And it's off of a pretty short 2000 3/4 ton truck because it's the same length. It's just not as nice as the one I'm keeping. So I slid that in and I bolted it down. It could use a U-joint in the rear, but this thing just needs to move. So we got dry shaftage. So now that's it for the axles, I guess, because, well, no, I still got to put oils in them both, because I found out the front one don't have no oil in it, and I have no idea why. Not a clue. So it needs oil, the back one needs oil, and it's ready to go. There it is. I don't know if you can see anything. I don't have no lights under here right now. Why not? And the back is all axles, like I said, they're all in. Like I said, there ain't no brakes in there. Yeah, it's too dark under there. But got front brakes, should anyway. It's all you need to get it onto a trailer or move it around your put it around your yard. Do some rock crawling in the yard. So I'll probably do it for this episode. So we're probably on the next one. Like I said, we are going to probably just cannibalize this thing to death. Kind of. I'll put parts back on it. This won't be as nice as the parts that's on it now. So the plan is take these fenders and inner fenders out and put other inner fenders in, fenders that I saved for a brown truck. But these look better, the ones I'm going to take off. So the other ones don't look hateful. It's just these ones on the 1 ton look better. Not sure what hood's going back on this yet. Figure that out when that time comes. So that's probably what we'll do in the next one. Of course, I've done that before on another one. Robbed everything off the front of it. Yep, that'll probably be the next episode. But for now, this one's done. This part of it's done with the axle swaps. I don't think I have any interesting carnage from other than, you know, this side the wheel's falling off. So that's going to do it. So I'll catch you next time on front clip, well, semi front clip renewal. Like, well, we're not taking the radiator support off because that truck's a 4 headlight truck. This one's only 2. Can't switch them. I don't believe so because they're a little different where the marker light is. They're not made for a light. I don't believe. Or is it? Might look at that because it kind of looks like it might work. I'd look into that. That would maybe make it easier where I could just pull the whole front clip as one. Huh. Now I know what's different. Like when you have 4 headlights, there's more little clippy areas, I think. I'll still look at it anyway, but I don't think it'll work. So, like, here we go. Let's just stop here and we'll get on to that on the next episode. Catch you on the next one.